What's good, man? Major Hits, what's going on? Hopefully, you know who I am. I am Delaney Douglas, also known as Music Jones, one of the founders of PinUpSongwriter.com, Pinup Songwriter, and Pinup the Event. And of course, you kind of in with us here at Blaze Track on Pinup. So, I wanted to give you some good advice, or hopefully what I think is good advice. I had time to listen and go through your music, man. I definitely enjoyed a lot of it. Um, and I see some definitely, future in music with you. You definitely got a dope studio equipment, setup, if that's your setup that you have in terms of your bio picture. So I know you're definitely working with quality equipment and can kind of build on what you already have going now to make that be even something bigger. I also noticed that you're in Florida too, so you're definitely not too far from Miami to get a part of that music scene that's going on down there. Okay, so let's get into the music. Here are the good things I kind of, felt about your music. I definitely felt like you had good sounds. The mixes were solid. Nothing was distorting or the lows were too low and the highs were too high. So you were pretty, solid in that zone. The things I think you can work on is diversity. And when I say diversity, I'm meaning like different sounds, different styles of music, whether it be ballads, live sounding stuff, some stuff that's like, down south, got a ride to it, up top, hip hop. But at the end of the day, I know that you're a producer, so you're most likely developing your own distinct sound too. Uh, but when it comes to placing songs for albums, the difference is because you're a new producer, you're going to have very few chances to get on these major artists' album. And the way you can do that is by focusing on a distinct sound, but also trying to deliver songs to them or even full tracks that could be quote unquote singles. So, with that being said, most of the stuff that I heard from you were real slow, moody type joints. And in order to get that single, sometimes you gotta, change up your style a little bit in order to be appealing to some of these more bigger mainstream artists. But with that being said, I think you got a good chance of getting money, relatively soon in the television and film side of the game, where your tracks can be used as bed music and even possibly theme music for productions. And if your setup is the one I saw in the background, I see you're working on Apple, so you can definitely use your Pro Tools or your Logic there to run and synchronize and compose music for music for television and film, which of course, is not necessarily where most artists or most producers go first for their placement opportunities, but it is something that can create, a growing discography, be your foot into the door within the music industry, and also kind of give you some nameable network programs to kind of put on your resume, whether it be MTV, BET. Like when I first started, one of the first placements I had was with MTV for a Lipton Brisk iced tea commercial. And I sold, I think, the producer's track for around $4,000. So, but the back end on that was real lovely too because the commercial ran over and over. With that being said, you got companies like SirGroovy.com, spelled SirGroovy.com, iStandard.com, it's the letter I and standard.com, PMP Worldwide. Of course, right now we're developing the PinUpSongwriter.com website, but what I want you to do is put together a CD of maybe, not really a CD, email me 10 snippets. And the thing about television and film is you got to kind of make it short and sweet. So they be like 30-second snippets of different joints, whether it be dramatic or something that might sound scary or something that might go well with a more urban-based production like a Keeping Up with Kim Kardashian or whatever type show. So definitely send me some bad music to my email. My direct